Hello there and welcome to our Change4Life Sunderland virtual assembly. Thank you for taking the time to watch our assembly this morning. Quick little introduction, my name is Brian, this is Ant. We're two members of the Change4Life Sunderland programme, and what we're going to be doing over this assembly is just talking a little bit about what our programme entails, about what makes up a healthy lifestyle, what we can do more of, what we can do less of. We're going to be looking at some things that maybe we like to have as treats and snacks and things like that, and see just what goes inside of those. Got a little experiment to do, a little video to watch, and a little bit of activity to do at the end as well. So we do hope you enjoy it. We're going to go through some slides now. I'll click on the first slide here. What we've got here is a question that says, what is the Change4Life Sunderland programme? So our programme, well, it's a programme that's a healthy lifestyle programme, and it's for children and families aged between 5 and 15 years old. Our programme is free, fun and interactive. It involves lots of fun games, lots of interactive activities. These are for children, for parents, include things like healthy eating tips, making healthy snacks and participating in family games. So we do a lot of this with families, we also do a lot of this with schools as well. Okay. So as a question, if we said, what can you do more of every day to make you healthier as you grow older? What type of things could we do more of? Okay, so if we have a little look at what we've came up with here, we could aim for a balanced diet, okay? Aim for a balanced diet, which could mean aiming for our 5 portions of fruit and vegetables every day, yeah? Aiming for a good healthy breakfast on a morning. Aiming for making sure that we're eating regular meals and we're not having too many unhealthy snacks in between. Okay, so that would be what a balanced diet would be. If you've ever seen the Eat Well guide, it would be looking at the main five main food groups on the Eat Well guide that we're getting those. Be physically active. Okay, be physically active. So that could be a particular sport like football, gymnastics, basketball, badminton, swimming. Could also be regular just physical activity, getting up, moving around, you know, going for a walk, taking the dog for a walk, yeah, biking to school, going on your scooter to school, yeah, taking the stairs instead of a lift, things like that. All ways of being physically active, just playing games. Now, being physically active is very important to keep us healthy. How much of it every day should we be doing? Well, there's a key amount of physical activity that we should be doing every day, and we should be aiming for. Does anyone know what this might be? How many minutes per day we should be doing physical activity? If you said 60, you're absolutely spot on. We should be aiming for at least 60 minutes of physical activity, which can be done all at once. Think about IEP lessons or maybe going to a sports club. But it can also be done broken down throughout the day. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 15 minutes later on, building up throughout your day as well. The third point on here that we came up with is looking after our personal hygiene. Yeah, so to stay healthy, it's not all about just what we eat and what we do physical activity wise, but it's about how we look after ourselves. So thinking about brushing our teeth, for example. If we want to keep our teeth nice and healthy, as well as keeping an eye on some of the kind of more sugary snacks and drinks, we want to be making sure we're brushing our teeth sort of twice a day as well, yeah, morning and evening for at least, how long for? 2 minutes, excellent. Okay, and washing our hands, yeah, it's something that we've been doing lots of over this recent period, but it's very important to do anyway, all of the time, yeah. You know, when we've been in the bathroom, before we cook food, before we eat food, yeah, giving our hands a good wash for, how long should we be washing our hands for? Does anyone know this? 20 seconds, if you got that right, well done, excellent. 20 seconds, we should be giving our hands a good wash, front, back, in between our fingers, in between our thumbs, yeah, making sure we're getting all areas covered, don't forget those parts. And again, that's going to be helping keep on top of our personal hygiene, keeping the, reducing the amount of germs that we're picking up, keeping us healthier as we get older. So there's the first 3 points off there, okay, so already a good few things that we're going to be doing to keep ourselves healthy as we grow older. And can you add any more in there?
Yeah, so following on guys, other things that we've come up with, other ideas, drinking plenty of the right fluids. So what could be the right fluids? Things like water, yeah, milk, How many of you here drink water, drink enough water? We should be aiming for 6 to 8 glasses a day. Milk, that's a really good fluid to be drinking. And not so much fruit juice, but if you have a little bit, just a tiny little amount, which we'll talk about a bit later, that's how much of that, yeah? We don't want too much of that because it can contain a few sugars. But definitely get the right fluids to keep ourselves hydrated so you can do well in your sports, your activities, things like that. Okay? Getting the right amount of sleep. Now this is a big one, guys, yeah? How many people here do you think get the right amount of sleep per night? Hand on heart, do you get the right amount of sleep every night? So we should be getting 10 hours. 10 hours sleep, guys. So if you're not, if you're watching too much TV, playing on PlayStations, Xboxes, social media platforms, things like that, you need to reduce that at night time, yeah? Because if you don't get the right amount of sleep, you'll not be able to concentrate for all the teachers in class the next day. Your activities, your sport, you might feel a bit tired, a bit fatigued, a bit like, ugh, I don't know if I can be bothered with that. So you've got to get the right amount of sleep. Remember, it can be up to 10 hours that you need. Okay, that'll keep you really kind of healthy. And the final one that we were looking at, taking notice about our environment. Okay, so just being very aware of the people, the places, the things around us. Okay, so being mindful of those things. If we're like that, then we might find that we have maybe that little bit more energy, we're a bit more kind of, we'll have the concentration, we are a little bit healthier every single day. So it'll help reduce kind of things like stress and bits and bobs like that. So yeah, just being very aware of everything around us. Okay, so if you've come up with any other ideas, guys, well done. If you come up with these ones, fantastic. And these are just some nice, easy ones to remember that'll keep you healthy each day. Okay?
So yeah, so moving on, so if that's what we can do more of every day to grow up healthy, what can we do less of every day to grow up healthy? What type of things do you think that maybe if we do them too often, maybe it wouldn't be very good for us, yeah? And again, we've come up with a list of answers here, things that we think and we agree with that we could do less of, but you might have some of your own as well that you can add in there as well. So what do you think? Well, let's have a look here. So first of all, we could reduce the amount of sugary foods and drinks that we have every day, yeah? So we know that too much sugar can be harmful to our health, which we're going to tell you a little bit more about in a little while. But if we're having too much of it every day, it isn't very good for us. So we reduce that amount of sugar in our foods, amount of sugar in our drinks, cut that back. Reducing the amount of fatty junk foods, fast foods, or takeaways, yeah? So yeah, another ingredient, fat, salt, oils, things like that, yeah, if we have too many of those, like sugar, they can be harmful to our health in maybe other ways as well, okay? So yes, we don't have too many of those. So if we're thinking we have lots of fizzy drinks, lots of sugary foods, yeah, lots of takeaways, lots of fast foods, okay, bringing that down a little bit, it's going to be very good for us, yeah? Making some little changes there. So there's a couple of ideas of what we can do to become a bit healthy, do less of, yeah?
Yeah. So other things, guys, that you might have had in your little list there, if you've had to think about it, reducing the amount of time spent on screen. So I've mentioned it just before there, so reducing the amount of time you're watching TV or playing on your computer games, on social media, yep. If we bring that down, we're not saying don't have it all together, but if you can just reduce the amount of time that you're spending on those things, that'll be really, really beneficial for us, yeah? It'll make our concentration levels, it'll just give us a little bit more energy. We'll also sleep better, like we mentioned before. And the final one that we'll come up with, reduce the amount of time being inactive. So like Brian mentioned before, we want to try and get our activity levels up to 60 minutes per day, most days of the week. We want to try and reduce, same point, reduce the amount of time being inactive. So we don't want to be sitting around all the time, do we? We want to be up and about, walking, moving, whether that's in PE, whether that's outside in the playground, whether that's after school at a sports club, or doing your own exercises with the family, friends, things like that. Okay?
Okay, perfect. So here's our next slide brings us on our sugar experiment. So we mentioned there, reducing the amount of sugar in our daily diet is going to be beneficial to our health. Sometimes, you know, some of the foods and drinks that we like, we know they taste sweet, we know they've got sugar in them, but we don't always know how much. So we like to do just a quick little experiment just so you can see how much sugar does go in them and see what you think of that afterwards as well. So, so we've got, yeah, we've got a couple of different foods that we're going to look at. Ant's got his pot of sugar here, glass and his spoon, and we're going to go through these here. So again, I'll just pass you back over to Ant for this one then.
Yeah. So guys, how many here like a chocolate bar now and again? Okay, hands up. How many people here like maybe a kind of fizzy pop now and again? Okay. What we want you to do, have a quick think, guys. How many teaspoons of sugar do you think goes into a chocolate bar? Have a little think between the person next to you. Yeah, have a think. Okay, and then have a think about how many teaspoons of sugar go into a can of fizzy pop. Okay, just normal size cans of fizzy pop. Okay, so what we're going to do is show you now how many those teaspoons looks like in a glass. Okay, so if we move on there, we'll show you now in a chocolate bar. If you got this right, well done. There are 8 teaspoons. Okay, 8 teaspoons of sugar in a chocolate bar. And in a can of fizzy pop, 9. So if you got 9 and 8 right, well done, perfect. If you want too far out, we'll show you what that's going to look like. So 8 teaspoons of sugar, guys, in a chocolate bar. Okay, so we can all count out together here. We're going to see what 8 teaspoons looks like. So are you all ready to count? Okay, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so guys, there's 8 teaspoons of sugar, okay, in one glass. Do you think that looks a lot? Yeah, it does look quite a bit, doesn't it? And that's not going to be good for us, is it? If we have too many of these every single day over the course of a week, that's going to have some implications, isn't it? It's not going to be too good for our health, for things like our teeth, our body. Okay, so that's 8 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, if we would then have a can of fizzy pop, that's got 9 in. Okay, so let's have a look and see what 9 teaspoons looks like. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, wow. What do you think of that, Bri?
That's a lot of sugar in one glass, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 9 on top of the 8 there, guys. 17 teaspoons of sugar. Hands up if you think that's quite a lot. Yeah, that is a lot of sugar.
That's a lot.
And like we mentioned, it can have implications or effect on our health that aren't so great. You want to try a little bit more, Brian, there?
Will do, yeah. So, bring on our next slide here. Here's a little video that you can click onto the link and have a little watch of. So it's a really great video, it's really informative, it's got lots of little facts about what the harmful effects of sugar are. And if that was eye-opening to you, I think you'll find some things in this video a little bit eye-opening as well, because sugar, yes, it tastes sweet, it tastes nice. If we don't have too much of it, it's okay as a bit of a treat, but it can lead to harmful problems with our body, including tooth decay. So it can, we're going to end up with cavities where we need fillings, we need teeth taken out, teeth being pulled out before they're being ready to come out, which is one thing painful, but also kind of not very good for our dental hygiene in the future. It can lead to things like putting on a few extra pounds, yeah. So although we might think of kind of like fatty foods and greasy foods as the ones that might increase the pounds in our body, yeah, sugary foods can do the same as well. And here's a little example of what some fat can look like, yeah. And we've all got it in our body. We need it. It's essential to our daily diet as well, having fat in our diet. But too much sugar can be converted into unhealthy fat that we don't need extra amounts of. Okay. It can also lead to serious conditions in the future that can affect our heart, that can affect our organs, and lead to very scary kind of problems like type 2 diabetes and heart disease as well, yeah. So, these things might take 20, 30, 40 years to kind of develop, but, keeping on top of these things from a young age is going to stand you in much better stead for your future, yeah. Okay, so I've got a little video here. Like I say, if you did click on that, that's going to be a great way to find out a little bit more of those things, and that's going to lead us on to the next part of our presentation. Okay, so if you did see that, you might be thinking, oh, okay, I do like a fizzy drink, I do like a sugary cereal every now and then, you know, sometimes I do have chocolate when maybe I could have something healthier. Okay, what can we do instead of? Okay, what can we have instead? So if you were presented with these choices here, okay, and you were thinking, I want to cut down my sugar, I want to be a bit healthier, what could I have less of? Okay, so have a little look at these 8 different pictures on here, and these are the choices that you were given. Which one would you choose? Eh? Which one would you go for if you were given these choices? Okay, well, I know what we think. We've got an idea what we'd go for. Let's see what you thought. Did you come up with these answers? Yeah? So if you had a choice between sugary cereal or a healthier cereal like your wheat biscuits here, if you chose this one, excellent. It's got a low amount of sugar in it, it's got more fibre, it's going to fill you up for longer. If you did think it was a bit plain on its own, what could you add on top of it? You could add some fresh fruit on top of there, sliced bananas, yeah, whatever your favourite fruit is, add that on there to sweeten it up a little bit, also accounting towards your 5 a day. If you chose the healthy drink like water, yeah, or milk, or no added sugar juice, that's going to be a lot better than a fizzy drink, yeah. If you do choose bottled water and you've got the flavoured version, make sure it says sugar free, because some of those flavoured waters can add a lot of sugar in there as well, so do be careful of those ones. But good old tap water is your best bet. If you chose fruit over chocolate, yeah, well done. Yeah, it's not always an easy choice to make, but it is healthier, it is still sweet, okay, but it is counting towards your 5 a day, and you're getting lots of those important vitamins and minerals as well. Okay, the only thing we've got to be careful of a little bit here, like I touched on a little bit earlier when we were looking at the right fluids, is fruit juice and smoothies, yeah, because once you juice fruit, all of the natural sugar comes out into the drink. We lose a lot of the kind of the flesh and the fibre and that sort of thing from the skin. So we're left with a lot of sugar, so we only want really about 1 glass of that a day, 150 millilitres, yeah, it's about the right size. And that way we're not getting too many natural sugars either, because even natural sugars can be harmful to our health if we have them too often. Whole pieces of fruit, we don't have to worry so much of that because of the skin and the flesh and everything. Okay, and if you chose the low fat, low sugar yogurt, as opposed to your kind of like your corner yogurts with the kind of chocolate flakes in it and the kind of and the fruit corners, things like that, yeah, much healthier. On its own, maybe again, like the Weetabix, like the kind of like, you know, the low sugar cereals, a little bit plain, add a bit of fruit in there to sweeten it up a little bit, and again you're getting some of your 5 a day, which is absolutely great. Okay, so they're the healthier choices to go for. Okay, that way we're going to keep an eye on how much sugar we have, how much fat, how much salts we have as well, and going to keep our body healthier as we grow older. Anything you want to add in there?
No,
is that great? Okay.
Yeah,
okay, so moving on from that, okay, brings us to our Step Up Sunderland challenge. We've spoke about what we're going to do to be healthy. We've spoke about what we can do less of. We've had a little look there at what options we've got in terms of what we can make healthier choices. Now we're going to put a little bit of physical activity in practice there.
Yeah, definitely. So guys, for this we're going to get you moving, okay? So the Step Up challenge, what we're going to do now, I'm going to give you an instruction. You're going to follow the instruction, okay? But as soon as I say the words step up, okay, you're going to sprint on the spot or jog on the spot or march on the spot as fast as you can, yeah, for about 10 seconds. Okay, you up for that? All good? Excellent. So, can everyone just stand up there for me, please? Perfect. So, let's just start with a nice walk on the spot. Remember, you listen to my instructions, okay? As you're walking, can you now put your hands on your head? That's it, good. Keep walking. Can you now put your hands on your shoulders? Excellent. Hands on your knees. Yeah, might look a bit funny. Okay. Now, can you take a little jog? Excellent. Now, can you turn around? Excellent. Turn the other way. And step up. Sprint. you found that you're a little bit kind of warmer now? You can feel your heart and lungs, Bri, all right?
Yeah, heart rate's definitely up, breathing's definitely a bit deeper, yeah.
Perfect.
Well,
So that's just a little game, guys, you could do in the playground, at break time, at lunchtime. Okay, so have a bit of fun with that. And because we do this as a step-up challenge, if you want to download the app, you can clock the amount of steps you do over the course of a day or any activities that you do. And that all goes together to show how many steps Sunderland can do. Okay, so that's a really good challenge we can do as a city. Also, while we're on this, how many steps should we be doing every single day? Does anyone know? It's a quite big number. We should be stepping about 10,000 times a day, yeah? So making 10,000 steps over the course of the day. So always be sure to try and walk wherever you can or get those little steps in. Okie doke? Great.
yeah, okay, so we're coming towards the end of our assembly now, and we hope that you've again, we want to say thank you for watching. We hope you really enjoyed it, had a little bit of fun while you've been watching this. We do have a Facebook page if anyone wants to find out a bit more information about what Change4Life Sunderland up to. We put all of our activities on there, and our office details are here as well if anyone wants to get in touch about what we're doing at the moment when we're not kind of doing the physical sessions, what we used to be doing. And yeah, like I say, just for myself, for Man, for the rest of the Change4Life Sunderland team, we hope everyone's doing okay, and we look forward to working with you again in the future. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.